Another year, another now timeless debate about whether or not we think the Oscars will recognize any comic book movies when they announce their nominations in January. Jim, we think that there are a couple movies, Marvel movies in particular, that do have some good chances. Run us through the likely contenders.
All right, lots of Marvel movies this year, but the only ones with any kind of legitimate awards buzz in terms of major categories would be Black Panther and Spider-Man and the SpiderVerse. I'm sure Avengers Infinity War might get recognized for the visual effects, but in terms of the big marquee kind of awards, we're looking at Black Panther and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Now, when we started off this year, obviously Black Panther came out early in 2018. It seemed to have like a lot of Oscar momentum behind it, but you actually think that it might not be the likeliest contender and that Spider-Verse, a very recent release, might edge it out. Why?
Yeah, I think Black Panther stock has been kind of diminishing. Now that sounds like a crazy thing to say considering it has 3 Golden Globe nominations, including Best Motion Picture Drama, and it also has a Screen Actors Guild nomination for Outstanding Cast. Now, Screen Actors Guild, actors are the biggest voting bloc. You would think, hey, that should be a lock, right? But no, a lot of the major awards groups and critical groups are not even recognizing Black Panther in terms of a win or a nomination. It's going to other things, more artsy standard drama films. I'm personally just not convinced that Black Panther is going to get as many nominations, if any, possibly, when the nominations are announced.
It is really interesting. It seems like, you know, when Disney submitted all the categories for Black Panther, they went all in. They were like, this is our big blockbuster movie. But it's interesting now that, again, we're talking about Spider-Verse a lot, which sort of break down why you think that has a lot more solid opportunity to win some of those major categories.
From a numbers perspective, it's an easier fight for Spider-Verse to win.
Specifically to win the animated
Best
film
animated film,
yeah.
Because it is nominated for that in the Golden Globes. It's got, I believe, like 7 Annie nominations. That's a big animated film group. It's got heat on its side, it's got momentum, and frankly, just by virtue of being a thinner field, it has a legit shot at being the Marvel movie this year to win an Oscar.
Now, in terms of the Best Picture category, do you think either of these films even has a chance at a nomination?
Black Panther has a shot. I think when they got rid of that Best Popular Film category that was floated there for all of a heartbeat.
Everyone was so mad.
You know, maybe that really was Black Panther's best shot at winning an Oscar. Maybe they saw the writing on the wall. But now with that category no longer there, I think Black Panther maybe gets nominated. I don't think Spider-Verse gets nominated because it's very rare for an animated film to be nominated in that
Beauty
category.
and the Beast, yeah.
That's right, so we have to go a
favorite.
ways back. I think Spider-Verse is pretty much a lock to win Best Animated Film. Black Panther really has to make up some ground here in this race, whether it's Best Picture, even Best Supporting Actor. I'm not convinced Michael B. Jordan's going to get nominated. So it's a longer road for that picture now than it was in March.
Even though we're sort of talking about these slightly negative skewing odds, I will say, like, it's still pretty historic and pretty awesome that we have this many comic book movies like having serious Oscar contention, with the exception of The Dark Knight. Like, I think back 10, 15 years ago, and the Daredevils of the world were certainly not sparking this kind of conversation. So that is really exciting. We'll keep speculating until the Oscar nominees are announced on January 22nd, and you'll be sure to find plenty of coverage of that on IGN.com. But until then, check out why Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was IGN's pick for the #1 movie of 2018, Take That Academy. And also we'll refresh your memory on our review of Black Panther. For all things movies, comics, and beyond, be sure to like and subscribe to IGN wherever you like to watch.